Hello everyone. We have an interesting problem here. So we have a boy called Ronnie, a 10-year-old boy. His name is Ronnie. He's playing with a helicopter. He just bought the helicopter on that same day and he played with it for around 5 to 6 hours. It's a battery operated helicopter and he was warned by his father to stop playing as the battery would have got exhausted and it would get discharged. So his father had told him to put it on charge, but being as young as he is, a 10-year-old boy, imagine how would he listen to his father? He didn't. So he continued playing and he thought, let me play with it for one last time. And he threw the helicopter facing upwards. So while throwing the helicopter, he made an angle of 30 degrees with the ground. Now let me trace the track of the helicopter for you. He is throwing it upwards and the helicopter is traveling, making an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal. And so let me just show you the angle first. So this is the horizontal here and it's traveling, making an angle of 30 degrees, right? And the helicopter travels a distance of 30 root 3 meters and then the battery gets over. So what will happen to the helicopter if the battery gets over? It just falls down, right? And this helicopter falls straight perpendicular to the ground. See, already it's broken here. So what will happen if it falls like that? Naturally it's going to break, right? So it falls perpendicular to the ground as the battery gets discharged. Now what do we have to find? We'll have to find the distance between the boy and the helicopter wherever it has landed. So we'll have to find this distance, right? So let us now draw this triangle properly. So it has traveled till here, right? The helicopter has traveled till here and then it has fallen. So let me finish this line. And then it's fallen down. So what have we made? And we already said that it makes a perpendicular to the ground. It falls straight to the ground. So this is 90 degrees. So we have a right triangle here. And what do we know about this triangle? We know one angle. It's 30 degrees. And we know the length, the distance of the travel of the helicopter, or in other words, we know the length of the hypotenuse of this right triangle. So let me write. Hypotenuse of the right triangle is 30 root 3 meters. It travels a distance of 30 root 3. So how do we find this distance, the distance between the boy and the helicopter? Let me call it x. So this distance is the same as this distance, right? So x. So how do we find x? Now in order to find x, first we should think of the appropriate trigonometric ratio, which consists of the hypotenuse, yes, the hypotenuse, and this is adjacent to 30 degrees, right? X is adjacent to 30 degrees. So we'll have to think of the appropriate trigonometric ratio, which consists of the length of the hypotenuse and the length of the adjacent. So let's recall SOHCAHTOA. So which ratio would we take now? Which trigonometric ratio would we consider now? Because we know the hypotenuse and the adjacent, we will consider cos 30 degrees, right? Because it is adjacent by hypotenuse. And what is cos 30 degrees? It is equal to root 3 by 2. And this is equal to, here in this problem, the hypotenuse is 30 root 3, which is in the denominator, or should I write cos 30 is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, which is equal to x by 30 root 3, right? X by 30 root 3. And now we can find x, isn't it? So how do we go about finding x? Just cross multiply. We have 2x is equal to 30 root 3 into root 3, or This is 30 into 3, which is 90, and remember we are working with meters. The units here is meters, so 90 meters, or x is equal to 90 by 2, which is 45 meters. So we found the distance between the boy and the place where the helicopter, now which is broken, the broken helicopter has landed. It is 45 meters. I hope you enjoyed the problem. Thank you.